I literally had to stop everything that I was doing once I saw Mark Cuban's post on X today about the NBA tanking conversation. Literally, I stopped what I was doing. I said, I got to get the lights on. I got to get the mic on because I got a few words that I got to say. I have always looked at Mark Cuban as an innovator, as a great businessman, as a forward-thinking guy. But I don't know what's happened to this guy. Literally, in the last 5 years, I have no idea what's happened to Mark Cuban. Most of the things that he says seem tone deaf. They seem totally off the reservation, totally, literally, and totally just defy logic. He came out on X today, and I'm not going to read the whole post here. I'm just going to read a little bit of this. And I bolded up the part that jumped out at me the most. And here's what he says. He says the NBA should worry more about the fan experience than tanking. It should worry more about pricing fans out of the game than tanking. You know who cares the least about tanking? A parent who can't afford to bring their kids to a game and buy their kids a jersey of their fave player. Tanking isn't the issue. Affordability and quality of the game presentation are. All right. Maybe it's just me. And you guys drop the comments below because maybe I'm crazy. Didn't he just contradict himself? If I'm a father and my wife, or I'm just a father and I don't have any kids, but if I had 2 kids or I had 3 kids, or I wanted to take a nephew, or when I was a basketball coach, if I wanted to take my team, what happens if we're a fan of the Utah Jazz and they bench all the players in the fourth quarter? What happens if it's Joel Embiid, who basically has every other night off? What about so many of these other guys that from a load management perspective, they miss 20, 30 games a year? Isn't this the fan experience? He talks in there about when he was the owner or the majority owner of the Mavericks, they only did it a few times and they did it, to the degree so that they could get Luka, and that's what people care about, and they don't remember this and that. And he's talking about having it being price conscious, price effective for families to come and bring kids and families to games and enjoy the product. But he's saying that tanking is okay. Holy smokes. What am I missing? Mark Cuban is one of the most brilliant business minds that maybe has ever lived. Let's just call that what it is. Credit to him for that. Would Mark Cuban tank one of his businesses to get a better price? Or to go up a pecking order for some kind of reason? No, he would not. Why is sports different? Sports is a business. Sports is a product/service. You are to put the best possible product out on the floor, in terms of a basketball game, on the floor every single night without hesitation, because the person who's in row 17 and, G, whatever, that's maybe the only game they get to go to all year. Moron. They came to watch their favorite players. They came to be entertained. They did not pick game 27 of the regular season. And let's just hope and pray like we do for the weather sometimes. I hope it's a nice day out. I hope Joel Embiid plays. I hope Kawhi Leonard plays. I hope Lauri Markkanen plays. You got to be, you literally have to be kidding me. Tanking is wrong on every single level of any single sport. Furthermore, it is against the rules, number one. There's clearly something in the collective bargaining agreement that they're going to adjust. It's not, it isn't as bold as it should be. And that's why they're taking advantage of it. It needs to be corrected. Despite what Mark Cuban says, there should never be any tanking, period. Figure it the F out. You don't just bench 1, 2, 3, 5, the whole starting lineup. You don't take them out. Those people paid a price from parking concessions to ticket. And I used to be in and around that business as a sponsor for the Detroit Pistons. And I understand how expensive that stuff can get, A, as a sponsor, and B, as a fan. These guys are getting paid hundreds of millions of dollars in contract. Give it a rest, Mark. And further, just because you're tanking and you get a high draft pick, that guarantees nothing. That assures nothing. You may pick the wrong guy. One guy might not be enough. That one guy could get injured. Anything can go wrong. put a quality product on the field or the court or the ice or whatever it is every single night. The same way in your couple hundred at least businesses, you would not serve a substandard product to somebody who was paying the hard-earned money to buy said product or service. So why would basketball be any different? Life, sports, and business, they all intersect. That is my platform. You cannot parse it away. They all go together. And a family or a dad and his kids, they deserve better, Mark Cuban. You're a, what, 27 or so percentage owner of the Mavericks, and there's rumors that you want to put together a group and rebuy or repurchase the majority stake in the Dallas Mavericks. If I'm a Dallas fan or I'm a Dallas parent, I don't want you owning the team with that type of attitude. And one last thing, Mark. As a former youth coach, middle school, high school, AAU, do you know what type of message goes all the way down to the bottom? You have children. Do you want your children to quit or show up on any given night? And then they think they could go in the workplace. Let's say they play just high school ball, and then they go in the real world, and let's just tank our day's work. Mark Cuban, master entrepreneur, master business owner, this is what you're selling. This is what you're telling the world on X. Absolute joke. This one got me good because you got a big ass platform, buddy. And you need to watch what you say, because what you say, people listen to. And it goes all the way down to the young boys and girls. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 16. They're watching, they're listening, and they like to watch these games and or go see these games. Dad, why isn't so-and-so playing? He's getting load management. He's tired tonight. Why isn't so-and-so playing, Dad? Well, he's getting rest before the All-Star break. What do you mean he's getting time off before he goes on break? Before he goes on vacation? And don't give me no BS about they have to play the All-Star game like the WNBA players said. We don't really get time off because we're playing in the All-Star game. You don't have to. That's not part of your deal. To my knowledge, that's not part of your contract. You can opt out. And by the way, if it's too much, then don't play the freaking game. A WNBAers for sure. What is it? 40 games, 41, 42 games, part-time, basically. Give me a break. People want to know what's wrong with sports. All you need to do is look at this example. Have a great day, everybody. Smash that subscribe button. Hit the notify. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.